You know that feeling when you have a huge internal shift, like you finally make a big decision or completely change your mind about something. And then, almost like magic, the world around you seems to, well, change right along with it. That's exactly what we're diving into today. This incredible idea that our reality is in constant conversation with us, acting like a mirror to what's going on inside.
So let's just start with the biggest question right off the bat. How do you actually know when you've made a real, fundamental change? When you've shifted your own personal reality, what some people might even call jumping a timeline? Well, the answer doesn't come with a giant blinking sign. It's a lot quieter than that.
And this is really the key to the whole thing. The universe talks to us. It communicates through these little meaningful coincidences, synchronicities, these little echoes of your inner world that start popping up out there. It's a language, and once you start learning to read it, oh man, it can change everything.
Which brings us to our first big idea, what's actually happening when your world starts to echo what's inside you. And look, this isn't just about wishful thinking. We're talking about a direct, reflective relationship between you and your reality.
I want you to think about it like this. Your coherent thoughts, those beliefs you hold deep down, and maybe most importantly, your emotional state, they're not just stuck inside your head. Nope. They act like a broadcast, sending out this powerful signal into the quantum field that literally connects everything.
In that field, well, it behaves like a perfect, totally non-judgmental mirror. It doesn't sit there and decide what you deserve to get, it just reflects the signal you're consistently putting out. So when you change the broadcast, the reflection has to change. It's this beautiful, sacred feedback loop.
Okay, so what is this mirror? What is this field that's doing all the reflecting? Let's dig in a little bit and get more specific about the mechanism that's really at play here.
The author and researcher Greg Radin has this brilliant way of describing it. He doesn't see the quantum field as just empty space. He frames it as an intelligent medium. It's the container holding all possibilities. It's the bridge connecting our inner and outer worlds. And it's the mirror that reflects our most dominant energy back to us.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds a little philosophical, right? But what's so fascinating is that there's a whole body of research that actually points to this mind-matter connection. Let's take a quick look at a few of the key players who've been exploring this for years.
What's so amazing here is how all these different researchers from different fields are kind of pointing to the same conclusion. You've got Dean Radin, whose lab research suggests our focused intention can leave measurable effects on the physical world. Then there's Rupert Sheldrake, whose work on that feeling of being stared at suggests we're like receivers picking up on unseen information. And of course, Carl Jung, who gave us the whole framework for synchronicity, seeing it not as random chance, but as a form of symbolic communication. When you put it all together, the implication is just, wow, we are in a constant dialogue with reality.
And this line from Dean Radin's work, it just says it all perfectly. We are not just passive bystanders watching a pre-made movie of a universe. Our consciousness is an active player. It participates in shaping what happens next. You're a co-creator whether you realize it or not.
Okay, so if the universe is communicating, what does that language actually look and feel like? How do we start spotting these whispers and echoes in our own day-to-day lives? Let's break down some of the most common signs and symbols.
The absolute key term here, which we got from the legendary psychoanalyst Carl Jung, is synchronicity. And this isn't just any old random event. A synchronicity is when two or more things happen that have no logical cause and effect connection, but the meaning of their connection feels profound to the person experiencing it. It's like a little wink from the universe. And here are some super concrete examples. I bet some of these will sound familiar. You ever been wrestling with a problem and a song comes on the radio with the perfect lyric that just answers it? Or you keep seeing the same sequence of numbers everywhere you look? Maybe you bump into a friend who says the exact thing you needed to hear. These aren't just random little glitches. They are potential field signs, markers that you're on the right track and the universe is giving you a little nod.
So this is the really crucial part, learning to tell the difference between a simple coincidence and a true synchronicity, right? A coincidence is just random and meaningless, like you and a stranger happen to be wearing the same shirt. But a synchronicity, it feels different. It has this layer of symbolic meaning that feels like it's just for you. It feels like a piece of a bigger puzzle clicking right into place.
Which brings us to the final piece, and honestly, the most important part of all of this. How do we go from just noticing these signs every once in a while to actively living in a conversation with this responsive universe? Well, it really just takes a little shift in your awareness.
First, we kind of have to loosen our grip on that rigid A causes B way of thinking and open ourselves up to symbolic meaning. We need to start trusting our intuition, not as some random feeling, but as a valid way of receiving information. And this last one is huge. We have to start seeing everything as feedback. Even obstacles aren't punishments. They're just information, showing us where our energy might still be a little bit out of tune.
So the real takeaway here is an invitation. It's an invitation to adopt a whole new operating principle for your life. To start living with the assumption that the universe isn't some cold, indifferent thing, but that it's actively and lovingly listening to you.
Live as if your feelings aren't just random chemical reactions, but that they're a powerful, creative language, this sort of electric poetry that's helping to sculpt the world around you. Your emotional energy is the most powerful part of your broadcast.
And to live as if your deepest beliefs are like a tuning fork, constantly sending out a vibration that reality has no choice but to organize itself around. So the question is, what frequency are you holding? Because the world will match it.
And finally, to really know that every single part of you, the conscious thoughts, the unconscious patterns, the spoken words, the unspoken feelings, it's all part of this broadcast. This isn't something you have to learn to turn on or off. It has always been happening. The only question now is, will you start directing it consciously? So I'll just leave you with this. The feedback from the universe is constant. That mirror is always reflecting. The quantum field is speaking to you right now in a language of symbols and synchronicities and science. The only question left is, are you listening?
Thank you for watching. If something in this resonated with you, then you're already closer than you think. If you're ready to go deeper, there's a link below to my book, Quantum Manifestation: How to Collapse Time and Shift Timelines. This isn't theory. It's a framework you can actually use. Tap the link below and step into it.